does it mean to go down a rabbit hole? A deep dive into the idiom. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Joliet English Stories. Today, we're about to embark on a fascinating journey. You never know where. We're talking about the phrase, going down a rabbit hole. But what does this really mean? And how did this whimsical phrase from a children's book become a part of our everyday language? Let's find out. The history. Our story begins with a young girl named Alice and a curious rabbit. In Lewis Carroll's iconic book, Alice in Wonderland, Alice follows a rabbit and falls into its hole, leading her to a world of wonders, challenges, and peculiar characters. This story captured the imagination of millions and gave us a perfect metaphor for embarking on a journey that becomes more complex and intriguing than originally anticipated. What it means? Fast forward to today. Going down a rabbit hole often refers to the process of getting deeply involved in an activity, especially one that starts as simple and becomes complicated or time-consuming. Whether it's getting lost in a book, researching something on the internet, or even in our own thoughts, we've all experienced this at some point. So, how do we use this phrase in everyday life? It's a playful way to describe those moments when our curiosity leads us on an unexpected journey. Like when you start researching a recipe and end up learning about the entire history of baking. Here are 20 examples where you might use the phrase, going down a rabbit hole, covering various contexts. 1. Online research. I was looking up a recipe for dinner and ended up going down a rabbit hole about the history of Italian cuisine. 2. Watching videos. I went down a rabbit hole of watching old sitcoms on YouTube and lost track of time. 3. Reading a book. This mystery novel has me going down a rabbit hole trying to figure out the plot twists. 4. Social media. I started checking my friend's Instagram post, and suddenly, I was down a rabbit hole of their entire vacation photos. 5. Learning a new hobby. I got interested in gardening and went down a rabbit hole of researching different types of soil and plants. 6. Studying. While studying for my history exam, I went down a rabbit hole reading about ancient Roman architecture. 7. Music exploration. I discovered a new band yesterday and went down a rabbit hole listening to all their albums. 8. Shopping online. I was just going to buy a pair of shoes online, but I went down a rabbit hole looking at different brands and styles. 9. Work project. I started a simple analysis for work and ended up going down a rabbit hole of data and statistics. 10. Movie trivia. After watching that new sci-fi movie, I went down a rabbit hole reading about all the Easter eggs and references in it. 11. Video games. I tried playing this new game, and before I knew it, I was down a rabbit hole exploring every part of its world. 12. Planning a trip. I started planning a weekend getaway, but went down a rabbit hole of travel blogs and destination reviews. 13. Cooking. I wanted to make a simple pasta dish, but went down a rabbit hole trying different sauces and ingredients. 14. Health research. After feeling a bit unwell, I went down a rabbit hole on the internet, looking up symptoms and remedies. 15. Art projects. I began a small sketch and suddenly found myself going down a rabbit hole of art styles and techniques. 16. Decorating home. I thought about rearranging the living room and ended up going down a rabbit hole of interior design trends. 17. Writing. I started writing a short story, but it turned into a rabbit hole of character development and plot ideas. 18. Fashion trends. Looking up the latest fashion trends, I went down a rabbit hole of seasonal colors and styles. 19. Learning a language. I began learning basic phrases in Spanish and went down a rabbit hole of grammar and dialects. 20. Fitness routines. I looked up a few exercise tips and found myself going down a rabbit hole of workout plans and fitness theories. And that, my friends, is the story behind going down a rabbit hole. Have you ever found yourself on such a journey? Share your experiences in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep exploring and stay curious.